everyone. Welcome to the All Things Good podcast. I am your coach and your host, Jovanna. Today, we will be discussing the battle for your frequency, aka the battle for your mind. We will be having a guest by the name of Christian Oliver. He is a fashion model, he's an actor, he's been in three movies by the name of House of Cats, Savage, and Paper Lines. He is also a coach and helps people to become the greatest version of themselves. Help me by welcoming Christian Oliver. Welcome, Christian. How are you today?
Good. How about yourself? Grand
I'm
Rising.
pretty good. I'm excited for today's episode. I believe you have so much wisdom and information that you can share to our listeners for today's time. Like, we're in a crazy time. If anyone is feeling it, they're seeing it, they're hearing it, you will know that there is a lot going on around us. And so I kind of wanted him to get more in detail in this topic in regards to what battle of the frequency actually looks like. So, can you elaborate?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I do so right now. So, man, there is so much going on, right? We're feeling it. The frequency that we're in right now, yes, we're definitely in a battle. A lot of propaganda, a lot of media, fear mongering that's going on. Of course, we just heard about this plane crash. We heard about some other things what's about to be going on next for, let's say, for the financial system. Things are about to be crashing down. And what's really going on at the very moment, of course, they've been doing this for decades,
Right.
right? They really are trying to get us to our lower stoop. So in this battle for our frequency at the very moment is that they're really trying to not get us onto our to our power, to step into our power at the very
Mm,
moment.
interesting.
So,
When you say the battle of the frequency, because, excuse me, when I heard that terminology, I was like, so the frequency, mine, it's connected. It has to be connected. Where I'm a mental health podcast, and the point of this podcast is to get people to another level, to another frequency. So, what importance is like, how important are our thoughts in this time and day? Like, how can our thoughts affect our frequency?
well, it's all about where we're at with ourselves, right? So it's really up to us how we see things in our own reality because we create our own reality. Our emotions, our thoughts, and everything becomes our reality. And we have that power to change everything. So it's all about that mindset changing. Once you change that mindset into the most positive, highest energy of all, highest frequency of all, then everything just changes instantly. And I know that being at higher frequency and higher vibration is not as easy. It's not because you're going to get hit by obstacles and challenges and here and there and the things that you're consuming. Because most
Hmm.
of the people right now, in humanity, the masses, they're consuming a lot of things that are really hitting them without them even knowing it, meaning that the negative entertainment, the music, everything that they're just showing on off of social media. So now what they're doing, they're pressing really, really hard to really get us down at their level. And the thing is, what's happening right now is that if people are still consuming this at this time, you're going to be crumbling down with them.
Mm,
So it's so important to be in alignment with God at the very moment, with the universe, whatever you want to call it. So everybody
right.
has their own thing, but it's to really change that mindset at the very moment. And that's part of the work. And that's what's happening right now. The shadow work is really, really knocking at everybody's door at this time. And there's some resisting. And that's why it's so important for us to hold space for people. Doesn't matter where they're at with themselves, but always see them as a 5D being, as a light working, because we're all here. We all have that love within us, unconditional.
Right. And you keep saying shadow work, so that means like our the things that we need to be healed within us. I just want our listeners to have a more understanding of what that is.
Oh yes, definitely. So this whole shadow work that we're in is, if it's part of the work of what we've been conditioned by our whole lives, right? Throughout our traumas, our woundings that we went through, our inner child, everything, right? I know I have some myself, and I've been working so hard to be where I need to be at. So it's important to really confront your own mess, right? Whatever you've been through. And sometimes it's gonna come hit you. It's gonna come coming at you. And the thing is, We have to confront it. We have to be in peace with it. We have to let it go, let it flow through us, right? So if we don't confront these things, right, our traumas, then literally we're just gonna have some energy blockages in through our body, through our chakras. So it's gonna hit hardly. And I think you already know. You do realize one of the biggest chakras of all time is the root chakra. That's where the fear and it's the most sacred, area and around our body right now. That's where the fear comes from. And that's what we need to heal at this time. All the work is right there. Is rooted around there. And of course around the solar plexus as well too. So many times you're going to go through the dark night of the soul. And when it comes to the dark night of the soul, how I can define this is that of what we go through in our life, right?
Mm,
Tragic things. A lot of us have our own stories of what happened, with us in our story. Everybody has a story. Everybody is
right.
creating their own movie at this time. Like you're in a movie at this very point. Like you're like the star, the main director. Everybody is. Everybody's the main character. So it's so important to really, really step in and get to know where we're at with everything, what we've been through, go through this dark night of the soul, doing the shadow work, staying grounded. And once you really confront and get to know all your woundings, right, it's time to heal. It's time to let go. It's time to be in peace with them and forgive yourself. Because once you forgive yourself, that's when things start flowing in the way it should be. So,
That makes
yeah,
a lot of sense. And as you were talking about the shadow work, um, it brought me back to a dream. I'm a big dreamer. And I mean, this was years, years ago. And
I
I had
love
a
the
dream
hills.
that I was going up the stairs. And in this room, there was just a an attic room. And it was nothing but spider webs. It was darkness, right?
Oh,
And so I want our listeners to know that you begin to open up that closet door, whatever you want to call it, and begin to release those things, those hidden things, those dark things, and really just accept it. I think it's really about an acceptance part because you can't get rid of it,
oh
right?
yeah.
You
Yes.
can't. I mean, you can get rid of it to an extent, but once you come into that healing, it's like this. This is what I see, and correct me if I'm wrong. I see a you're addressing your shadow work. You're addressing your darkness. And so when you begin to accept, hey, this is what happened to me, or this is what I did, right? Because we're not always the victim. Sometimes we are the one that the abuser. And come into that acceptance and we realize that those things shaped us. Those things made us of who we are. They're a part of our house. Let's look at it like this: a leak in your plumbing, and that leak keeps coming into the house, and you're like, man, you just keep patching it up and patching it up, and you're wondering why there's mold growing. It's because you haven't really took the time to accept the fact that you need to hire a professional and just reset your whole plumbing, right? And so
Yeah.
when you come into that acceptance, then you begin to actually realize, okay, now I have a new set of plumbing. Yes, maybe there's still some old things attached to it, but I realize that my house is now in a better condition, so to speak. What do you think about that?
Definitely something that we really have to, like you said, to invest in. It's important to really get into that right away because it's an energy. So we have to confront these energies, right? And to really accept. And the thing is, it's so important to step into the dark. It's so important because that's how we're going to balance ourselves out. Because once you're in that dark, literally the light, you can literally light up, that dark space. You have to anchor your energy. So once you really confront these things, right, and let it just come at you and look at it, observe it, mind you, when it comes to fear and everything else that what we've been through, it's all just an illusion. It really is. So it's like what you said, is gonna depend on you how you take it, how you navigate it. It's all on you. So
That
you
makes
have the
sense.
power, you can have the power to really look at it and be like, okay, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna let it flow through me. I'm gonna let it be in peace with this. I'm gonna forgive it and give it with love. Or we can go ahead and just be afraid of it, knowing that it's not even real. And after that, Now it's going to go ahead and take your power and let it control you. So that's just what it is, and that's what's happened to the majority of humanity at the very moment. But right now, like I said, it's growing a bit by bit. People are waking up. We're living in the most amazing times.
Yes.
That's what we're in right now. So what that dream what you had is a message. Everybody has these messages in their dreams a lot. I know I do as well too. So I could definitely resonate with what you're saying. So it's just one of those things we need to see our guides, our angels, our ancestors, they want us to see these things and be like, hey, I'm showing you this, so this is divine. This is a divine message for you. They'd be like, hey, you know, this is what you're caught up on. It's on you how you're going to navigate this now. How you're going to
Right.
be like, okay, let it flow. So it's not on purpose that you had that dream. So it's
Yeah.
definitely a divine message for you. Wow. So I can definitely resonate with that. But yeah, because certain people today, like there will be, oh, it's just a dream. I don't think I should be paying attention. No. For everybody that, that has these certain dreams, please listen to your dreams because that's the real world. That is the real world. And our spiritual
Okay.
gifts is coming into place right now. Everybody is having their spiritual gifts coming into place right now, and because they just been working on themselves. So this is part of the shadow work. Once you really, really, really to embody the things of what you're doing right now, confronting your traumas, your woundings, and everything that you have, this is when your spiritual gifts come into play, just like that.
Yes.
So it's been happening for me, and it's been amazing. Your psychic abilities, your intuition, all these things. So
As a collective, like what is the role that we play with everything that's going on? And I don't like to follow the political system. Like I'm not a big political person. Um, but I do believe that there are some things that the political system has enforced upon the people, right? So what does humanity, what is our role during this time?
ain't nobody gonna come save you. Ain't nobody's gonna come save you. That's just what it is. It doesn't matter who's in office right now. No, right? So this is what they want us to do. This is energy harvesting right here. Yes, I mean, when it comes to watching the news, yes, it's play the game. Play chess with it if you're watching it, you know. I would recommend you sitting all day watching the news. I mean, I don't know about all that, but I mean, just have a balance with it, knowing what's going on and knowing what you can question because like I always tell people, question everything. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but just question. That's the best thing that I can tell you. We here as a collective is to really anchor our light, put out our message, and what we can help for humanity at this time. Because there's a lot of people at the moment that they're having problems struggling with the hearing the word God at the very moment, God. So because there's just some that are just out of balance.
Right.
So we are the main, let's just say this, right? We're the main president. We're the ones. We're the ones in leaders now. It's our turn. This is it. This is our time to take over.
So when you say
So
this is our time, you
mhm.
meaning the people of God, like people who are connected to God.
Yes, and the thing is we're all children of God as well too. It's just
Okay.
some they've just been so out of the consumption of what they've been consumed by, right? Programmed by from the system and what they've been indoctrinated by from these schools and such, right? And I'm not knocking everybody, that go to school. You know,
Right.
you do what you must do. If you got to play the game, do what you need to do.
Right.
Do I trust the school system? I really don't. But at the same time, hey, if you're doing it for you, that you need to do what you need to do, then yes, I say go for it. Because
I
I'm going
think
to
a
see us
lot
and
of
everything.
people, I apologize. I think
No,
a
you're
lot of
good.
people don't trust the school system, but they know they have to do it because it's like it's what's recommended, right? It's
Hmm.
what's recommended in order for us to survive here
Yeah, and
or
I
or progress, I should say.
and the thing is, what's coming up pretty soon as well too, that we're not going to be doing all this hustle and bustle, going to the systems and all this, right? What people are doing at school, everything is going to change, and it may seem a bit. a bit crazy for a bit because people would be like, oh, here we go. You're just saying all this is spiritual woo woo and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, it's everything is changing for what it is right now. This old system is crumbling. It is done. You know what I mean? Right before our eyes right now. Like it's literally it's like wow. So like this year is gonna hit like never ever before. Like this is gonna be from this year and beyond, it's going to be like wow, it's gonna be mind blowing. It's gonna shaking up a lot of people. It's gonna be somewhat of a rude awakening, but it needs to happen. It needs to be this way. So and of course, you have certain people in the masses that will be like, "Oh no, that's just the reality." Oh, this and they will try to make all this assumptions, knowing that okay, every words that you're uttering into your reality. Excuse me,
Right.
and we have to be, you know, having discernment, having awareness of everything that we're speaking of at this time. That's why, from the beginning, what we spoke about is this is the battle for our frequency.
Right.
It's really on you where you want to be at this time. Seeing right through the veil. This is
Right.
it. It's on us, y'all. And the more we get in here, we try to reprogram our subconscious mind, right? Try to feed it the right way and what we're eating and what we're consuming. This is things can change for you in an instant. So this is the time. This is the time. Like I said, when it comes to the political and everything else, what they're feeding us right now, have a balance. See things through the dark, and see what you can do to anchor your light because you have the power to change anything. Not them, but you. Nobody's gonna
Right.
come save you. It's on you.
I truly believe that too. I truly believe that. And you talked about, when I asked the question, it's like, what can we do as a collective? And you answered my question. Thank you for that. But I also believe that love plays a major role.
Oh
And it's like the
yes.
one thing that we all desire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants love, wants to feel love, sometimes like want to give love. Like I remember like years ago, I'm like, I can feel love within me, but it's so hard for me to give it. Right. But now, since I've been, really facing myself, I'm a more loving person. I
Mm-hmm.
think that love has been so hard to be shown, expressed, because we've been conditioned to just survive, to do what we can for us, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like love plays a major role in what we are and what's happening now, because they want, like you said, there's fear, right? There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of fear that's being given out, being projected. And so what's the opposite of fear? Love. The Bible said, I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of love and a sound mind. They're not
Mm-hmm.
trying to give you that sound mind. They're implanting chaos, they're implanting fear, they're implanting all these things within our mind, but they're
Yes.
not implanting love. No one's saying, let's stay united. No one is saying, let's forgive each other. No one is saying that. And I believe that that's a major role. What do you think about that?
Having an open heart. Everything that what you just spoke about right now is having an open heart, and the majority they struggle with that. That's just showing love. And when you have an open heart, sometimes it could be painful. So because of what we've been hurt by. But
Mm-hmm.
when you have an open heart and just showing love to people, just helping, being to service, it says a lot right there. Love is the answer. Love is the answer for everything, unconditionally. And I show this to the youth because it's support for them to know. Because when it comes to the youth, they know their third eye is open. They know exactly what's going on. And of course, these school systems they take that away from them because they're trying to show them, teach them how to be slaves, and not trying to show them how to self-love themselves, how to think for themselves here and there. It's bad. I see. I worked in the school system, and it's like, wow, you know what I mean? It
Right.
blew my mind. I'm like, what's going on? So nah, love is the answer for every single thing that you put into whatever you put into your passion, your work, your career. Love is the answer. And to really just be, when you're just being, then you have all the love that you're receiving. You're listening, you're paying attention, and this is just a reminder for everybody to hear this is that we're not human doings. We're human beings.
Right.
We're here just to be and literally just feel this energy, feel this energy of love, and just literally just be like, okay, love for everything for what is, except for what is. And the thing
Yes.
is, for what you're doing as well, to continue to keep doing that because it's going to change a lot of people's lives. You're being the example, and many people may not accept this,
Oh
but
no.
but it shows where they're at with themselves, and it's okay. And
Right.
we have to continue to be the examples. And I know there's many people out there that are doing their best to be that example, show that love, for everybody. So it's a reminder, yes, love is the answer to everything that's what's taken over. And that's part of 5D. That's part of the 5D frequency. It's just be here right now and feel the love within you and what you can show. So, because
That's so good.
your energy is more revealing than your words. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's so good because I'm just thinking, I'm like, listen, there's so much division. I'm one of those people like, why can't we just all just get along? And I know
Mhm.
that there's so much within this world that's creating this division, right? And there's so many different religions, so many different backgrounds. And I'm going to speak to the religious people in particular. And I'm not just talking about Christians, those who have a label of Christianity or those who have a label of Muslim or Islam. We are not called to be separate. Despite of what, why can't we just have our beliefs yet still love one another?
Mhm.
That's my question. Is it
Yes.
possible for us to still believe in what we believe in, whether someone is enlightened, whether someone is Christian, whether someone is Buddhist, whether someone is Muslim? Is it a possibility for us to all coexist? That is the thing that we really need to question.
Yes.
I truly believe that the programming is to keep us divided on what our belief systems are. But why can't we just be who we are and still love each other? Why is there so much anger? Why is there so much, hate or discrimination because of what someone chooses to believe in? Like, these are the thoughts that I have. And if I can change that, if this podcast can shine any light in that area, that is what I aim to do, because I aim to look at all things good. If we are all in unity and we really truly love each other, then imagine the goodness that comes out of that. You're talking about a united state. It starts with love. It starts with breaking down those barriers, breaking down those walls, to say, you know what, I accept you. If that's what you believe, then okay,
Hmm.
let's hug it out.
Exactly.
Is it a fairy tale in my head? It could be, but this is what I want. I
But
believe this is what God wants.
the thing is, what I can say about that is that for me, it's not a fairy tale at all. It's real. That's it's really real. We have to be honest with ourselves because we're seeing, right through the veil. Yeshua, aka Jesus Christ, but his real name is Yeshua. Buddha, Gandhi, Krishna, Dalai Lama, all these amazing teachers that have been here, and I know some religions they see each other, they see these teachers as different and different gods and such. We all have the same God. They all had the same exact teachings. All of them do. It's just that what they done to religion is that they manipulated some of the books, some of the Bibles and such to think differently, to go against each other. That's why the world has been so divided. That's why they created religion. They want us to believe certain things. They don't want to, and they don't want to go. They don't want us to go deep within.
Right.
That's why they took yoga out of the Bible. They took some of the astrology out of the Bible. They took off some of the meditations and all this. And people may think it's evil and all this dynamic and such. No, no. I disagree with it. And the thing is, what I can say for certain viewers, right? That are Christians or Catholics or Buddhism, whatever you are, I see you as a loving being no matter what. And I came from a Catholic and Christian family, or I have. And of course, I've been called crazy. I've been called this, right? And I've been going, like I've been through these churches of what they try to condition me by. But when I went to these churches when I was a kid and all, I always question things. I always be like, something is just not right. I don't resonate with these things. I don't feel it. Something is just a bit off. And once I start to see the truth, throughout my dreams and who I was in my past life and such. I was like, wow, now I see, now this makes sense. I could resonate with this. And like, I remember when I first had my interaction with Yeshua, and he told me, he was like, go show who you are. You could do greater things than me. I could show you the teachings like I've learned from every other teacher because he learned from these teachers too. He knew about Buddha and Christian Christianity. He knew about them. He learned a lot from them as well too. And that's some of the things they don't show in the Bible.
Mm.
That's one of the things. So, and he always told me, go show the world who you are and be the example because we're all God's children. We all have that power. You guys have the same power, same exact power as me. There should be no worshiping whatsoever. It's on
Mm.
you. So
Interesting.
and that's where we're at with religion at the very moment. And for me, I know there's certain people may not take this very lightly as well. And the thing is it's okay. It's okay if you don't. I've hold space for a lot of people in religion because I hold a lot of space. Like I said, I got a family of mine that they see things differently, and I'm okay with it. I'm gonna see them. I'm gonna love them no matter what, because
Right.
that's what Jesus would do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they were never ever religious. They were never ever no. They were all about love. Once again, love comes into the picture. If love was a religion, that would be my religion. That would be their religion. It's just love unconditionally. So yeah, now when it comes to division, all that is crumbling down. Unity is upon us. I believe it 100%. And yeah, it's been frustrating and all this, and why people don't see this, right? But now it's time to really be like, okay, no, it's coming. Unity is coming. All the collective is coming together, right? From all different aspects of the directions of where they're at, and it's an amazing time for that. And for the ones that don't want to see it that way, they have their own perspective, it's okay.
It's okay. There's no
So
love lost, and
there's
that
no
really
love lost at all.
that will identify the condition of your heart.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us are
Exactly.
programmed to not kumbaya with those who think differently from us.
I
And if
mean,
that's what
honest.
you want to do, then that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And but don't judge anyone for thinking differently.
Exactly. Because that's not the way of God's words.
Right.
When it comes to law of attraction and the laws of the universe and such, 48 laws and such, those are the word of God as well too. It's not just only the Bible. So of
Oh yeah,
course there's a lot of
there's a lot of different teachings that I've been finding that are connected to the Bible that stem from the
mhm,
Bible. And like I said, it's all connected. But
yes,
Christian, any last words? How can those listening step into their power?
is to really listen to yourself,
Mhm.
really go deep within, not to stick to one resource or go to services on Sundays and such. And I'm not gonna knocking anybody off. Hey, listen, if you want to go, hey, I say go ahead. But to really go deep within you, ground yourself, and just let go of everything what's been around you. I think that's most important right now is to go deep within. Start to listen. So once you do that, you start to just be still. That's it. You're gonna get your answers and you're gonna see how things blossom for you like never before.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Christian. I enjoyed having you on to today's episode. Until next time, you'll definitely be invited again. Let me know if you're interested. We'll continue to digress on this topic or anything else. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will talk to you later.
Ashe, Ashe. Namaste to everybody and for you as well too. Thank you so much. It's been an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.